Well, dear old rossoneri, welcome back to another live stream. Today we're gonna talk about Milan versus Napoli. We're gonna be playing at the San Paolo Stadium in Napoli on a Sunday night, like very old school, like in the 90s. Sunday night. I love this that we don't play at midday. And it's going to be a tough match for our player, because as you guys know, we are from a couple of defeats against Juventus, 10 versus against 11, and the match against Paris Saint-Germain that we already talked about a lot, about how much we were missing a little bit of venom, a little bit of brave into our player, and you can't play scared in Champions League. This is the things that we learn. However, the good part of Serie A is that it's match after another. So every 3 days we're playing. For us, this has been a very hard week, from Juve to Paris Saint-Germain. And now you think, okay, now we're going to be playing maybe something a little bit more, easier, or maybe a little bit more boom, we're going to be playing against Napoli. So it's going to be a tough, super tough match. And I think there is no better person to talk about the match against Napoli with a proper Napoli fan that is here with us today. Let me see if I can see him. Where is him? There you go.
Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao,
Guys.
ciao Dom.
How are you, man? How are you?
I'm very good. Very excited for this match. What about you?
Good, and happy to be a guest on your show, man. It's a tough time for both these clubs. We need a win,
Okay.
and this is going to be a fun live, man. I'm excited for it.
Yes.
I'm in enemy territory.
Exactly. I want to start from there because, you guys know we live in Barcelona, both of us, and at the moment, Dom decide to infiltrate behind the enemy trenches, behind the enemy lines. He's actually in Milan, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm here for a few months. I'm super unlucky. Milan Napoli is not while I'm here. Inter Napoli is not while I'm here. What the hell?
Yeah. But do you remember when you're gonna be playing Inter? No.
We play in November, I think.
November and
later
so
on.
on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's okay.
But
Hello, Peter. Hello, Valentin. How are you guys? Well,
there's a lot of people here in Milan, since I'm infiltrated now. There's a lot of people speaking about this game like it's very important for Milan right now, and especially after Calabria had something to say about Pioli. There's a lot of talk about Pioli if you go in the streets, and yeah, I'm curious to know your opinion and your followers' opinion on what's happening in Milan.
well, today, as I said in the introduction, Dom, it's a hard time to be a Milanista, and especially because I'm sure that you follow Napoli since a while, and you did enjoy winning, but you also what does it mean losing, and what does it mean having hard time, especially since you started the channel to talk about a team that when the team wins, everyone is super happy. Everyone is super happy when the team wins. As soon as the team loses and is not the best team in Italy or in Europe, rain down of, I can see the Pioli out with the fork, like in the medieval man. It's like, get him out, get him out.
Oh,
is that
man,
the same one on the other side?
You should see what they say about Garcia. Man, and thing is, for us, it's hard after Spalletti. It's hard. And we come from, in our recent past, coaches that played nice football. We had Sarri, we had Spalletti, and we're seeing a lot of, let's say, strange football with Garcia, a lot of so-called pragmatism, like putting an extra center back in the last 10 minutes, things that guys like Sarri, guys like Spalletti, they would never do. No, So it's tough. It's tough watching Napoli nowadays, and
So
there's
you
a lot
think
of Garcia out. Yeah.
a lot of Garcia out?
Hmm.
Oof. Mira, listen. Look, let's. I want to start from here exactly, Don, before we start digging into the into more. Tell me about this. Tell me a little bit. How come you decide to do a Napoli? What about this? By the way, guys, subscribe to the channel. You can see I'm subscribed already. There you go.
That would be
how
awesome,
how did
guys.
you come up with the idea with well how did you come up with the idea of the channel, bro? Like yeah, tell me about it.
So it was during COVID. So it was
Mm,
a time when there was no football actually.
mm,
And there was a countdown. And the Serie A is starting, 30 days to go, 15 days to go. And I was so hyped, man. I was just so hyped.
uh,
And I remember that because we were still in, us normal people, while the players could still play football, we were still in lockdown. And I thought, I have a lot of free time on the weekends now.
uh-huh.
So I thought, you know what? Why don't I try to see if this whole idea of getting into YouTube, commenting on the games, is going to be something to just spend some of my time, some of my free time on the evenings, on weekends, and then it turns out into this massive hobby for me. And yeah, super glad that I did it, and it's great fun. And there's a really nice community. The fans
Mm,
that follow me, it's very similar to yours. Like
mhm,
people that love to speak about football, but they don't have radical opinions. We can have a
mm.
nice discussion about football, and that's what I love.
That's what
Um,
it's all about. Yeah.
yeah,
So, and you mainly you do post live match, right? Reaction. You do sometimes a video, some analysis. I saw mainly is these two things, live
yeah,
and
mainly
analysis. Yeah.
mainly live. So
Hmm.
I tend to focus a lot on the decisions that the coach has done during the game. So I'll be taking screenshots as I'm watching the game during
Yeah.
halftime, analyzing it when the game's over, analyzing it, and spending those really 15 minutes during the first and second half and 15 minutes after the game to prepare everything, go live, speak about it with everybody. That's really like the main thing
Dom,
of my channel.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Um, do you find it like do you like do you find it that it's a hard things to do for you, or you do it like with passion and you don't even think about doing it? It's you feel like you have something to do either for you but also for your passion and for your community a little bit.
I really enjoy it. I really
Mm,
enjoy it. I think what I need to do is I there's a lot of people that unfortunately they don't have the time to listen to a full live of 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. So
true.
I want to start making shorter videos and seeing if I can find the time for that,
Yeah.
because actually a short video takes more effort than a 1 hour live, um, in my opinion. Because with a live, you're speaking back and forth with people. You don't have to prepare as much. When you do
That's
a
right.
10-minute video, you have to bring some proper analysis to the table, some
See,
creativity,
see.
some. So I think it's harder. It takes more time. In terms of during the lives, I think I got to find a happy balance. I think there's some games where I just want to sit back on the couch and just really take the game in without having to, let's say, analyze it necessarily.
Mm.
And so maybe once every 5 or 6 games, I should give myself the luxury to do that. So, um, but I would say for the most part, it's super nice to be speaking to everybody after the game. It's if
I
we
agree.
lose, we go through therapy together. If we win, we celebrate together. You
That's a
know,
thing, man. That is
but
a
there are
thing.
some games like Real Madrid or Napoli
Mm,
Real Madrid 2 weeks ago that I said
mm,
I'm not making live. I want to just sit at a bar with friends and
mm,
just really, if I want to go crazy, I go crazy without having to worry about taking screenshots.
mm.
So yeah, there's a happy balance that we need to find.
Yeah, true, true, true. Sometimes I feel it's hard as well, especially after defeat, because it's you want to come on camera and you're full of energy, you're happy, you've just been vibing for the last 90 minutes, and you want to just let it go and celebrate with your community because they are always there. And in sense, sometimes like it's hard because I don't, you're a mix of emotions. Sometimes you don't know what to say. Sometimes you want to criticize a player, but then you feel like you should always support the team. So it's, I don't know, man. It's a big mix.
Yeah,
Is a big mix of emotion. That's what I'll say.
yeah.
What I wanted. Give me a second. Why I cannot move you from here? Okay, look. Second question for you. Tell me about this.
Bella, molto bella, molto molto bella. This guy's, it's called the scudetto.
We
Maybe
know.
you guys, I know you guys have had it up until a few months ago. I know, but
We
actually
had it, and yeah. And
before the video started, guys, let me give you some context into the preparation. The camera was like this on me, and I said, no, let me adjust. I need to I need to adjust the camera just so this is out there. No, we're so proud of what we did last year. We spent 33 years trying to put this on our chest. It's
wow.
finally there, and especially the second shirt is really nice. It's Mount Vesuvius.
Yeah.
With the city of Naples. And when we go away from home, we take the city with us, which is super
Ah,
nice.
you guys are always
And
so romantic, man.
the
Like, oh
famous,
my god.
I know. But also the famous chant that they sing about Vesuvio erupting. No,
See?
this shirt is symbolic because we go play outside, let's say to Juventus, and we
Uh-huh.
show them that the Vesuvius has erupted a scudetto.
There
So
you go. Boom.
it's so symbolic, guys. We're in Naples. We're very romantic. We're very romantic.
But also very dramatic.
They come
It's
together, no?
they come together, right?
They
Yes.
come
So
together. Have you ever seen someone who isn't dramatic be romantic?
true, true, true,
Difficult,
true, true, true,
difficult.
true. Yeah, I think.
No,
What do you think? How did you? Well, how did you celebrate? Like when did you actually realize that you? I mean, we won it because I realized it as an outsider. I realized it in January when you had 20 points from Milan. I'm like, who's gonna stop them?
mm.
Like there was a moment, a match that you felt like this is the best team in Italy. We're gonna win.
There were there were four moments. The
Oh
first
wow,
hint, the first hint was Milan Napoli when
yeah,
Kim made that tackle at the very end. I can't remember who it was, if it was Brahim Diaz with the header, and Kim blocked the shot. And I thought things, and this was also after Meret saved a Giroud shot, which then went onto the crossbar. And I said, okay, wow, this year we're good and we're getting lucky. So then I thought, okay, these two elements, you need them. You need luck, man. You need luck
see,
to win a scudetto. No team has done it being unlucky. Even the
see,
one you guys had the year before, I would say there was an element of luck involved. Uh,
see.
some teams need more, some teams need less, but you need some. That was one. When we beat Juventus 5-1, that was, well, okay, this team is, at that point, I thought actually this team is the best in Europe at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was a game against Atalanta, which was very similar to the one against Juventus, where we saw Kvara with an incredible goal. And I thought, wow, okay, this team is really good. And there was the one against Roma going at the Olympic. I think maybe that one against Roma, out of all of them, away from home, at Roma, at the Olimpico, a bad game. It was 0-0 for a long time.
Osimhen,
And then
right?
Osimhen scores an
Mm.
outrageous goal, an
See,
outrageous goal. And I just thought, man, it's all coming together. We have the skill, we have the luck, we have the
true.
desire. We can win 5-1, we can win 1-0. It's just everything is coming together. And then the first time I really thought it's done was against Sassuolo. I think it was around March that I said it's pretty
It's
much
impossible to
impossible
lose.
now
Yeah,
to
yeah,
lose.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it was it was a nice year. I don't
It's
know, man.
look from
We
the
won
from
by
the
20
outside.
points. Like, We won by
Yeah.
20 points. To some extent, I would have preferred a title fight because that's
Hmm.
also part of the game, fighting and not knowing until the very end. But this was also special
Mm.
in itself.
Well, let's say when you wait so long, you literally destroy the campionato. So the literally the celebration they started, I think, in March when everything was getting ready for the. There was no more
Mm.
superstition. These are things that I was very happy to see because I know that Napolitans they're very superstitious, and especially on football, it's you don't talk about potential victory, but Campionato finish in May, you start celebrating or at least understanding that you will win the Campionato in March. So you
Yeah,
had literally 3 months of
we
destroy
had
that.
three.
Yeah.
We had 3 months of really believing it and putting things out there in the street. Something that other times that we've been fighting for the scudetto, everybody would be like, "Let's not talk about it." And here was really just like, "No, we're
Mm,
good not to talk about it." And also, what I really liked, I went back this summer, obviously, and it was incredible to see even 2 months after, like this was in
okay.
August, even 2 months after, how many people were wearing a Napoli shirt. This shirt on the
Mm.
street. So imagine Saturday night, you're going to the bar, you're on a
This.
first date with someone, and literally guys will be wearing this. Like that's for
That's
me. It
how
was
proud they are. Yes.
for me it was insane.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. It was one every three people. I
Say,
counted one every three people was wearing a Napoli shirt in the street. It's
oof.
something that I've never seen. I mean, I've lived in Paris, in London, in Barcelona. Anytime someone has won a title, you don't see
Yeah.
them 2 months after still wearing. I mean, how many copies of this do you need to wear it every day? Like, nah,
The other
it was
one,
incredible.
the I'm so very proud last year was the Argentinian. Even here in Barcelona, there was so many Argentinian with their
Yeah,
with the. But yeah, I think Napoli probably even more. To be very honest with you, because that's exactly my next topic. This is I took it from your Twitter. Uh, Stadium. What's the explain it to me? What's a little bit the connection in between the city, the team, and the landscape? Is there any like what's how can you describe that? Because I know because I'm Italian, but I'm not a Napoli fan, but I can feel it. How do you describe this? How do you describe these things that there is an entire city supporting a team that literally, yeah,
I
carried? Go
I
ahead.
think in Italy it's quite rare, no? In Milan you have Inter Milan, in Rome Roma Lazio, in Turin you have
Milan,
Juventus.
there is in Milan there is only Milan, but and the
There's
second
only
team of
Milan.
Milan, but that's okay. That's a little things, but yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
But no, but every city in Italy there's you can always find a bit of a mix, and Napoli
Yeah.
represents Naples. It represents Neapolitans. It's if you're born there, you support that pretty much.
Mm,
And it's first off, I mean, that's a beautiful picture of the view from a drone shot. But yeah, you've got all these people supporting one team, one color in the city, and it means a lot because everybody gets behind this team, and we use it as a way to um, sort of the rivalry that exists between maybe South and North, and this is kind
mhm.
of what we
It's kind
use
of
to it's the medium we use to kind of take the fight on,
see.
and yeah, it represents a population more than a city
Mhm.
almost.
A culture,
It's
maybe, Dom. No.
it's a culture, no?
Mm,
Italians, we are very similar but very
yeah.
different, and I would say every every place has its own culture, and Napolitan culture is very strong. There's a
Yeah.
lot to it: art, music, food, and yeah, this team kind of represents all of that.
History. Yeah. True. True.
So yeah.
Well, well, Dom. Look, after let you see such a beautiful thing, now I'm gonna let you. I wanna see this side of you. What do you think about this guy here?
Oh man, you know what? After Higuain, I was like, you know what? I can handle any heartbreak ever in my life. Like honestly, I was so heartbroken that summer, the
This
way
guy
he left.
destroyed. It's 36 goal, right?
36 goals in a season, in this just in the Serie A. Just in
Mamma
the
mia.
Serie A, 36 goals. And you thought we can we can do something next year with this guy. Like we can win the title. We're building a team with Sarri and everything. And we showed him so much love in those 36 goals that he scored to us that season. There was really no reason for him to leave. We were about to offer him 7 million a year, the same
Mm.
that Juventus ended up giving him. De Laurentiis was he was able to give him that, and instead this guy decides to behind our back go
Mm.
to Juventus with not, he didn't even have the courage to do the medicals in Italy. He did his medicals in Madrid
Oh, I
because
didn't know that.
he didn't even want to be seen doing it in Italy. And only when everything was done, sealed, signed, is when he came back to Italy. Um, then he made it seem as though it was De Laurentiis' fault. When he played against Napoli for the first time, he went like this to De Laurentiis from the field,
Mamma
saying
mia.
"Es tu culpa, è colpa tua." In
Sì,
Spanish, he
sì,
said
sì,
it. He
sì.
said "Es tu culpa." Why? De Laurentiis was going to offer you the same money as Juventus, and he tried to make it seem as though De Laurentiis was the bad guy. And honestly,
Mm.
like there's no justifying what he did, man. I mean, players have switched from Milan to Inter before, or vice versa, and for us it was as bad as one of those. It was really bad.
This is why my next slide is this guy here. I don't understand. I don't understand this guy here. I don't understand. He's let me tell you what I see from the outside, then you can start with your analysis. Well, look, I think what he did in in a few years of his Napoli under his reign. I don't know how you call it, sotto il suo regime, under his
Yeah, yeah.
leadership. I don't know what is it. It's a
Dictatorship. No, I'm kidding.
dictatorship. Exactly. He's a businessman. Okay, I
Yeah.
think, and he the good part is that if he want to do something, he's gonna do it, and he is bringing some result in Napoli, which is not an easy una piazza facile. It's a
Mm.
easy community to convince and to lead. But I think this is a classic self-made man that there is his way or his way or his way. There is no other way. There is his way only. So if you go against him, you can be the best striker, 36 goal. You can be the one of the best coach in the world, Carlo Ancelotti. You can be but if you go against him, you're out.
Yeah, he's got a strong personality.
Mm.
He he's not backed by any sort of fund or big corporation behind it. It's just him, his money, and I think that makes a bit of a difference as well. He feels like the team is his. It really is 100%.
Mm-hmm.
He took it from Serie C up, so he feels like what we've achieved is thanks to him. It's very different from maybe someone, if you buy Milan right now, you're buying them
Mm.
in a good position. No, you can't
Sì, esatto.
say that if you buy Milan in fifth or fourth and you bring them to first, you've done this much. If you buy a team in Serie C and you bring them to first, you've done this much. No, um, so he's got every right, I think, to feel that way about his work. And love him or hate him, he's done something that only one other president had done before him: bring a scudetto to Napoli. What I
Ah,
will say, what I will say is that on the one hand, I think on the one hand you do need a strong personality like him and someone that doesn't bend to the piazza, because Napoli
mm,
has a very strong piazza, a very strong
true.
fan base, and sometimes you need
Fan
to
base.
make difficult decisions. At the same time, he maybe exaggerated a bit a few times.
Mm.
For example, this summer. He's basically let go of Giuntoli without replacing him, I think, appropriately. And so
Giuntoli,
he's
which is the sport director.
the sporting director. So he's basically
Sporting director.
decided on the coach by himself, on the players by himself. Sometimes
Mm.
you need you need a bit more of a team with you, and
Mm.
maybe the way he communicates could be improved. He has no filter. That's problematic. And then finally, what's really a shame is that there's been moments where we've been maybe one signing away from completing the team. For example, in the year that we came so close against Juventus, the year that we had 91 points, Gulam, our starting left back, got injured in November. We didn't buy anyone in that position for the next 5 years.
Wow.
We had to
On
play
on the
Mario
left.
Rui. We had to play
Okay.
Mario Rui and convert his eye from the right to left. And when you lose the scudetto by 2 or 3 points, then you think, man, maybe if we bought an established left back in that year instead of playing with his eye, maybe that could have been a difference. No,
Wow. So
so
Napoli
we're
lost the
talking like
Scudetto with 91 points.
with 91 points record.
Yeah.
We also didn't qualify in a Champions League group with 12 points a few years before.
Wow.
That's, I mean, that's winning 4 games, and we didn't qualify. So we've been pretty unlucky with some stuff like that. But I think overall he's
Mm.
done a great job. I mean, there's so many
Okay.
guys that with the same money
Well,
wouldn't have done
he
the
bought
same.
this guy, right?
He bought that guy, yeah. For strikers, De Laurentiis has a very good eye. He
Mm.
got us Quagliarella, Lavezzi, Cavani, Higuain, Osimhen. I mean, I think over the last 15 years, Napoli has had, if not the best, the second best striker in the league in the last 15
Sì,
years,
sì,
consistently.
sì, sì.
Mertens. No. Number
Uh,
9 position has always been a
Strikers,
strong
yeah,
point
always
for Napoli.
absolutely.
Absolutely. And this guy is an absolute machine. Absolute machine.
Good. Here is a. We need to talk a little bit about what is going on now with Osimhen, because I saw a video that he was passing by some fans and he was getting really nervous by the fans that were touching the car and stuff. He
Man,
was
that's
speaking.
an old video,
It's an old video. Okay.
But that's what happens. But that's what's happening with. But that's a great example of what's
Mm,
happening in Naples right now.
mm,
People bring up even things from 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and they
mm,
say that it's a problem about now. And maybe somebody who's not in the Napoli, even some Napoli fans get confused, no? And it just it's used to bring the team down. I saw this video go viral again this week, and I thought, why is this going viral? This is
exactly. I
from
was like,
1.5 years ago. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of things going on with him right now. Apparently, he called the Nigerian police to arrest his own sister. That's the rumor that's going around because his brother-in-law asked for 500,000 euros because of commission money, and he's like, no, no, what? Why are you guys asking me this? There was the TikTok incident. There's the contract negotiations, which have
mm.
stalled. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes right now with Osimhen this year. It's
Can I ask you, were you expecting after last year, were you expecting that Osimhen will stay?
mm, honestly,
Mm.
I
Because
I had a I
it's a, go ahead, sorry.
honestly honestly no. I thought they would sell him. I thought because I thought that they would sell Osimhen. In the meantime, you have the luxury of Raspadori and Simeone as backup.
Yeah.
So even if you buy a new striker and he's not maybe taking if he's taking a long time to integrate, you have two
Mm.
backups which are, it's like the 1 year that you can actually, I think, make a change. And I thought, okay, we're not going to sell Kvara. So yeah, I honestly thought we were going to. I was hoping we didn't because Osimhen wins you games. So I'm glad
Mm.
we didn't sell him. But
Yeah.
honestly, I thought we would.
But
But hey,
if
especially when
you,
you heard 200 million coming from Saudi Arabia, I mean, difficult to reject something like
mm,
that, no?
absolutely yes, especially if the
Like
Laurentiis and with
the
200
Leao,
million.
if
Hmm.
Saudi Arabia comes to for Leao,
Hmm.
150 million. As much as you love Leao,
Hmm.
what do you do?
Yeah, he will have to go. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. You have he has a clause of 175, so that's his price tag. So with that those are the huge amount of money that I don't even know how to write it down. The 175
But
million.
where I would invest it. So a lot of people think take the money and just buy a new player. But have you
Mm,
seen Barcelona this season? They
mm,
have they have had 18 players from La Masia, their youth academy, make the team match day squad, and 10 of those
mm.
have started and 8 have come on as substitutes.
Wow.
That's why, because they invested in their youth. And Napoli, they're the only big team in the whole of south of Italy. That's what, 30 million people,
See,
where Napoli is the closest club to them. We could have a La Masia for the whole of south of Italy, and
true.
we just need to invest in that. There's so
Because
much
they
less
are.
competition than what you have with Milan and Inter and Atalanta and like, you know, if you're from Udine, you're gonna go in Udinese's youth academy.
Mhm.
But with Napoli, we have the chance to grab everyone from the south, and we don't have that. And I would invest in that. I would take that money, that 200 million, make really good facilities, and really like make a team for the
That's
next 10,
a
15 years.
that's a brilliant idea, especially thinking that the direction of this modern football is going towards a football that it's all about big cash, because with the shadow of the Saudi Arabia, they can always pay 3 times what the real three, 4 times of what the real price is. You have to think as well that even in Italy nowadays, like you have teams like Juventus that in December they can buy Vlahovic, they can buy Chiesa, 70, 80 millions. But instead, if you invest in your youth, you're not gonna have to invest outside. You just need to invest in your, in your garden, grow your own
Takes
tomato. You know
time.
what I mean?
It takes time, but yeah, the talent has to be there. Like, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So I wanted to ask you a question before passing to the next one, because it's very well connected, as a lot of Italian teams knows. But if you can say, for example, the team it's 11 player, the substitute, let's say 22 players plus Spalletti, okay, from last year. What's the percentage of this guy, how much he influenced this guy in a full team? Like, how much was his weight into winning the scudetto? Was it 10? Was 50%? Without him, you could never ever done. It's like 40%, 30%, 20%. What do you think was the weight of Osimhen on winning scudetto last year?
The
I don't know if
weight of
it's clear,
Osimhen.
Dom.
Yeah. It's obviously in a
It,
team sport, it's hard to quantify,
mm,
obviously. I
not
I
an
would
easy question.
never say above 20%. I would
Mm,
never say above 20% because there were so many other teammates that did so well. I mean, we played what, one game without Lobotka and we were horrible,
mm,
horrible.
yeah,
But we've played several games without Osimhen and we won them. We went through a patch of Osimhen was
interesting.
injured for a month. We won all games in that month. We won in the Champions League 4-1, 3-0. We won against Milan. We
That's
against Milan
interesting.
away from home. We didn't have Osimhen.
I remember.
Um,
I remember.
so could we have won the Scudetto without him? No, I mean we would have had 20% less.
Yeah.
But to say that he's worth more than 20% is not fair to the other guys.
Yeah, good because instead in Milan it's completely opposite. Rafa, it's probably 50% or 40 or
You
40%.
last year how many points we earned when Osimhen got taken off? When he
How
was
many?
playing but got taken off, more
Mm,
than 15. More than 15 points
wow.
when he wasn't on the field. So it shows that even the guys that like against Roma and Napoli, Spalletti, the
Hmm.
game is 1-1, takes off Osimhen for Simeone, Simeone scores. It's as if, I don't know, you take off Leao when you're
Mm.
1-1 against Roma and then you still win, like could Milan actually do that? This like would Milan even do that in a in that
No,
situation? I
because
don't even think so.
no, no, of course no. Of course not.
So yeah, Osimhen very important, but
What's the percentage of this guy?
30,
Oh,
30
more than Osimhen?
more than Osimhen because if
Nah, I
Kvara's
don't
not,
believe you.
let me explain. When Osimhen's not there, you have Simeone and you have Raspadori.
Ah,
When Kvara's not there, we don't have anybody. There was periods when he was missing and we
mm,
really struggled. We really struggled and he's been bad since March and
mm.
Napoli's been bad since March. They go hand in hand. And now Kvara, the last 2 or 3 games, has been playing better, and Napoli has been playing better. We are very, very Kvara dependent, more than Osimhen, much more. And he's had a bigger
Interesting.
impact. Osimhen was there for it was his third season. Kvara was there
Interesting.
on his first season. He comes, he wins, big impact.
Wow, wow, wow. I didn't know that he had so much influence over this. There is a player of Napoli that I really like, and I hope he's not going to be playing against Milan. That of course I'm happy that Osimhen is not playing because of course I want my team to win, and I think there's a higher chance to win without Osimhen. Of course I'm scared of hell of this guy here because from the outside, I tell you what we see, and I already talked with my chat about this, and they all know that it gives you the idea that this guy is very humbled. You know, he's
Mm.
not chit chat, he's not talker, he's not a TikToker, he's not Instagrammer. He doesn't look too much about his hair, his beard, his stuff. He just does the job, and he got his feet on the ground. He's focused.
He got
You
married
know,
last week.
he got married last week as well, so he's
Yeah.
ready to go to put roots in Napoli. I think he's gonna stay there for a while, forever. We don't forever. Nothing is forever in football. Now that we know, but for a long while for sure. And I think he's gonna have still a lot of things to show. Absolutely, and just like
I
that, boom, one
I
day.
think he's I think he's the most talented player we have. I think Osimhen is a freak of nature. He's so fast, so strong, so good.
Mm,
But in terms of pure talent,
mm.
I think he's the best since Maradona in Naples.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah. I
wow.
just
More than Mertens as well.
yeah, more than Mertens. Kvara
Hmm.
has
Mertens
it's
was a genius,
close.
man.
Mertens was a genius. I think Mertens was had more genius than Kvara, but Kvara the way he can, I don't know, the way he can dribble, it's really incredible.
It's
It's really
really good. Yeah.
incredible. It's really good.
Peter, thank you so much. Thank you for watching Forza Milan. Let's go. Ciao, ciao. And of course, to finish, we have to talk about
Mm.
one and two. These two guys. What's
Uh,
changed?
one has hair and one doesn't.
That's a fact. That's a
Eh,
fact. Rudy
Milan
Garcia.
won. Milan
Mm,
won the scudetto with Pioli. Napoli won
mhm,
with Spalletti. What's
mm.
the common denominator? They're both bald, huh?
They're both bold.
You
So
need
I hope
you need
that,
bald coach. That's the tactical analysis that we have on
that's the
my
time.
channel.
I'll say if you're bold, you win, like
If you,
Guardiola.
yeah, Guardiola.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, guys, Spalletti, more than the tactical, more than the tech, like what he really did in Naples was he really understood Naples. He in the press conferences, he was able to give the players the sense of pride to play for Napoli, to make them understand how important some games are. For example, I said it in my previous preview, the Verona Napoli preview. A journalist asked Rudy Garcia, "What does Verona Napoli mean for you?" And Rudy Garcia said 3 points. It's something Spalletti wouldn't have said. Spalletti would have said, Verona is an important game for all the Napoli fans around the world, because this is what Verona and Napoli have this history. You know, this is one of our rivals. I mean, I want to win against Juventus and Verona, like, and Roma, like you know what I mean? Like, it means more than 3 points, and I don't think Garcia has really understood that. So
Do you think
yeah, I
he's the
mean,
right man for the job? To be, are you? I don't understand. Still trying to read. Are you Garcia in or Garcia out? You tell me. You're gonna tell me Sunday night after at 11 if you wanna him or out.
I'm Garcia out, to be honest.
Okay.
No, let me put it this way. Right now, I don't see anyone apart from Conte that could take this team and do anything better. So for now, I'll keep Garcia. So I'm Garcia in for today. Ask me on a random Friday night, I'm Garcia in because there's no one there. If you had asked me this summer, do you want Garcia or should you put all your effort into Nagelsmann, who was available, into Luis Enrique, who was available, into, you know, these other guys, then I would have said, do the other guys, no. But right now, Nagelsmann's with Germany, Luis Enrique's with PSG. Conte doesn't want to step in the middle of the season. So because I don't want to end
Conte
up
costs a
with
lot, bro.
yeah, but Conte, what he can do is he can elevate, I think, for a short period of time, he can elevate the team. And I think with Garcia, there's a risk that we don't even get Champions League football if he keeps making the decisions he's making. And how much is that going to cost? 60 million? So
yeah, I know.
That's a problem. He's just been very strange, man. He's making weird decisions. It's very
Can I
strange.
ask you? Can I ask you what do you think about this?
About Pioli,
I,
I think.
I want to know what your thoughts on this guy
All right, from
from
a, let's
from an
call it
external point of view, from an
outside point of
outsider.
view,
Yes.
I think he did well to win a scudetto for Milan and to get them to the Champions League semis. So overall, I would say he did a 9 out of 10. Honestly, he did a 9 out of 10 for Milan. Okay, maybe he could have done the 10 out of 10 because I think you can beat Inter in the semifinals of the Champions League, for example. No, you can do things a little bit here and there, but a 9. Having said that, I think that this year is the year to really, really, really judge him because he's now been there for a long time. He's bought the players that he wants. He's built the team in the way that he wants. And if you can't win a scudetto after this, then you deserve to go. No matter what you did 2 years before, because this team, by winning the scudetto 2 years ago, showed that it does have the quality. There's no excuses about the players that you brought in. You know, you kept guys like Leao, guys like Theo. Also, I don't know, last year, maybe already I would have last year I would have already thought if I was the Milan board, maybe to get rid of him because in the end, you guys finished 5th, huh?
True.
On the field, you guys finished 5th, and I don't want to be mean, but you guys have 0 goals in the Champions League this year.
Yeah.
And maybe that's because you didn't finish in the top 4. Maybe there's a reason why.
Yeah. True, man. It's
And
painful what you're saying. Let me tell you, as a Milan fan, it's very painful. But yeah, you're right.
yeah,
It's
maybe there's a reason why, but hey, the board decided to give him an extra year. And if the same sort of thing continues, then he has to go. Because what we're looking at is a fifth place after winning the scudetto, a fifth place, which became four, but it's a fifth place on the field.
the fifth plane. Yeah, yeah.
And then if you can't make a title fight, like a real title fight this year, but I think that they will be in the title fight. I mean, you guys have
Mm.
21 points. You guys are
Yeah.
there. So I don't know. I don't understand the pessimism right now with Milan. I would have understood it more last year, finishing fifth, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
So far away.
The point is, it's that when you have the thing is that that's something that it's not really well. People, they don't have fans, they don't have memory, they forget so quickly that 3 years ago Milan was not able to play in Europa League, and now after an incredible face to face with Inter, a scudetto, and a semi-final of Champions League, the thing that is painful for fan that all our biggest defeat happened against Inter.
Mm.
And when people smell blood because they fucked us, literally, it's the first head that is gonna go to be put on the execution post is the coach, since ever, forever, since ever. Um,
But
so
I feel that the way that you guys lost those games,
mm,
it's it's justified that it's Pioli's fault. Because
okay.
the game, when you lose a game 1-0, it could be because you scored but I hit the post, or scored because of a deflection, or you
Hmm.
scored because of a corner. But when you lose, you concede 5 goals.
Yeah,
When you concede 5 goals, at that point,
as
either
mental.
11 players, either 11 players really screwed up,
Mm,
or maybe the team was not set up the right way. Maybe you didn't transmit the right mentality.
for
Maybe
sure.
you didn't make the right tactical changes as the game was going. Because one thing is to lose 1-0, but when you concede five, that's
Yeah, against Inter, it was fucking ridiculous,
hmm,
man. It was
that
fucking
means that like something big happened.
true, true. And I hope really that I really hope that things can get better because the season is long
But at the
and
same time, I mean, look at the table. You're 1 point from first, so I don't understand the pessimism. I get it. You
true.
lost against Inter, you lost against Juve, but guys,
Hmm.
you're in the middle of a title. Like you're there. You're
Yeah,
you're right there.
you're right there. And before keep going, I have to say hello to Football Drone that just joined the chat, and
Hey man.
I, I want to say hi, and the little present that he brought me from far away.
Believe.
Believe, as you know, guys, I always say believe in the good result for Milan, even though as Italian, it's a little bit, how to say that, how to say that, Dom, how to say
Superstitious. Superstitious.
superstitious, very
Scaramantico.
superstitious, but we need to believe. It's a sport, so that's my justification. So I really, really thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, Football Drone, for the jersey. I'm gonna wear it tomorrow when we are going out. He's here in Barcelona, and I'll show him a little bit around tomorrow.
I want to say hi to Football John as well, because I was a guest on his channel as well. So hey man.
He's planning to come back with some video. I'm trying to push him. Come on, man, come back, because we miss him all the videos. So check out his channel, guys. Football Drone stories about football. Make sure to check it out. Now here we want to go back and finally we can talk about tomorrow's Dom. Tomorrow apparently this is Gazzetta dello Sport. This is the lineup that apparently that we're gonna be playing with. There you go. So we have this is the lineup. You want to read Napoli? Do you think it's gonna be this one? It's gonna
Yeah,
similar? Is
I
what you're
I'm
expecting?
thinking maybe Marirui. It seems like Garcia prefers Oliveira.
Okay.
He's been preferring Oliveira recently. So maybe Oliveira instead of Marirui. But I think that Kvara,
Sì.
Zielinski, and Marirui, the three together play better than Kvara, Zielinski, Oliveira. So
Okay.
I don't know. I prefer Marirui, but he might go for Oliveira. The rest seems logical. But you know what? I had a dream last night. Huh?
Yeah.
I ne
What's the
Bro,
dream?
I don't believe in this stuff. Like I don't believe in this stuff. I'm like a science guy. I'm an
Right.
aeronautical engineer. If the
Mhm.
plane flies, it's not because of some supernatural, there's like hard numbers there. So I don't usually believe in it, but I had a dream of Simeone
Tomorrow is gonna be
last
playing
night.
Simeone.
So tonight I'm going to put some money on that just to stay in the theme of
Simeone and what? As a starter or is he gonna score a goal?
I don't know, but I mean, as a goal, no, I
Eh.
dream. But it was weird, man. I was like, he was at the supermarket, and he was at this. Yeah,
What
man.
is
I was at the supermarket. I met him, and then I said, "Let me walk with you to the car, to the parking
uh-huh.
lot." And we were just talking, like, "Hey, what do you think about what do you think about
Uh-huh.
Napoli and stuff?" And that's it. And then
Uh-huh.
he goes in his car and he leaves, and I wake up. That's the dream. But I don't know,
Wow.
man. I dreamt Simeone, so I gotta
Okay,
put some
okay, we
money
will
on that.
see. So I'm gonna be scared if I see Simeone coming in, and I'm gonna think about Napoli talk, and hopefully
What do you
I'm
think?
gonna have.
Man, I wanna know what you think of your midfield. Like this whole Adli and Krunic and
Mm.
all these guys, like what do you think, man? Because they don't convince me at all. Like what is this midfield? What did you guys what's going on there?
But so the problem is the problem. What is the problem? The point is that last year, Pioli. This is a problem that we didn't solve since last year, because since actually the year of the scudetto that we had Frank Kessie. When we won the scudetto, we got Frank Kessie, tall, physical, strong, Tonali, and Benasser. Okay, and this was our three. Then what's happened after winning the scudetto? Frank Kessie say hi to the curva like this, scoring his last goal against Sassuolo, the 3-0, the last goal of the season. And what's happened then is that Pioli pass playing from 4-3-3 with a 4-2-3-1. What does it mean? That we play with two midfielder. The season start well last season. Last season it start well until we get after the World Cup, January, February, when we had the drop. Remember, Milan start having, we lost the 5-2 to Sassuolo, 4-0 to Lazio. We lost another derby. There was no Magnan for 6 months, and so on. We started conceding so many goals. Okay, and yes, the problem was that we had Tatarusano. The other problem is that our midfield wasn't keeping enough, was not passing really well, was not really wealthy, not really fit. Okay, because the style of Milan is always playing high energy match, and I felt like there was a moment in January, February that we couldn't run anymore. Physically, we were completely out, every single one. So what's happened then? It's uh, the season finished. We sold Tonali, and Benasser. He got an injured in the last match against Inter in semi-final of Champions League. So Benasser is out for until February, or January, February, whenever it is. So part of the mercato was to finally push and have some players, because Tonali is not here anymore. Last year we had a Dutch guy, Ranks, that he never played, Adli never played, and so on. So we need somebody that can, let's say, the same line similar to Kessie, same line similar to Tonali. So we got
Mm.
Loftus-Cheek, we got Musa, which is young, which is 20 years old. We got Renders, which is already very, very good. The problem is that this guy here, Adley, Musa, and Renders, they are very good technically. Technically, they are very good, but they are building their experience. They are building a little bit their experience. They are building they're growing balls. They are slowly getting there, and because so far, uh, yes, against Paris Saint-Germain was completely, our midfield was completely useless. But if I have to look at Musa, Dli, and Renders, they are all three very, very, very good players. The problem is that we it's partly them, but also that we don't score enough because once again, Giroud is 37.
The way I see it from the outside is that they're
Mm,
all individually good players,
mm,
but when you put it as a package, they don't have enough differences. Like they don't hit all the boxes. So at our if you look at our midfield of
mm,
Anguissa, Lobotka, Zielinski,
mhm.
you have Lobotka who dictates the play, Anguissa who's Arkesi, and then you have Zielinski who can dribble, short passes. You know, it's
Yeah.
very very different players, and you have all the key things that you need in a midfield. You have passing, dribbling, and physicality. I
Yeah.
don't I don't see the completeness. Whilst these are very good
Yeah.
players on their own, they need the right player
Mhm,
next to them. Even Tonali, he's a great player, but he's a
mhm.
great player with Kessie next to him. Kessie is a great player with Tonali next to him. By themselves, they're great players, but I mean they're good players, but they need a midfield needs to be looked at as a complete package, and how they work with each other.
I
And
know, and Adley,
it's a bit like
Adley.
the defense, the center backs. No, they need different skill sets. It's like when we had Koulibaly, Manolas, two very good players, but when you
Mm.
put them together, too similar, and it didn't work.
We'll see, man. We will see. It's for now. For example, Tomori and Kalulu, they are actually very similar. Chao is the one that is slightly different from Tomori because Chao is a little bit slower and taller, and I think is stronger physically. Meanwhile, either Kalulu and Tomori, they're actually all on the high tempo, high pressure, and so on.
Mm.
In Napoli, I'm expecting that Napoli will do the match as always because they always like to keep the ball, and probably we can create some problem in counter attack and keep playing 11 versus 11 because Rafa is Rafa. Pulisic this year is doing really well, so I'm confident that if we can keep passing and keep especially with Mike Magnan in a goal in the goal, it's gonna be a good match. I think we got something to say to you, I'm sure.
I'm sure it's gonna be a good match. I'm sure, and we're gonna suffer. We're gonna suffer the Leao and Theo on the left. Whenever
Ah,
whenever teams whenever teams just whenever teams just run, our weakness is when a player just takes the ball and runs. If you
yeah.
try to pass around Napoli,
Mm,
we can defend that. If you could just go straight. No one's gonna tackle you if you're playing against
yeah.
Napoli. Like
Rafa
that's our
knows.
weakness. That's our
Yeah.
weakness. Like we just don't bring players down for some reason. Like
Yes,
Leao
yes,
could,
yes,
as he is on the number 10, he could go run straight to Meret and no one would touch him.
yes, yes,
Like
yes, yes, yes.
I don't know why we do that, but we just seem to not be able to stop
I
people
really
that
hope
run with the
that,
ball.
yeah, I hope that we can. I know it's I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna feel after uh, or I already lost two match, and I'm sure that, I mean, if Pioli wants to have a good result, he will have to like fucking wake up this player, okay? Because and hopefully Rudy Garcia is gonna do some mistake in the change and so on, and definitely not playing Simeone.
Oh man, just wait a few hours and you'll see.
One more question, Dom. What about this?
This is it's a bit sad to be honest, man. I don't know what you think, but I think it's super sad.
So now we're playing against Macedonia, North Macedonia in November, and if we win, because nowadays we don't even know if we're gonna win it, then we play everything against Ukraine. But what's your take on the national team at the moment?
Man,
Which pallettone?
with Spallettone, I think we have done something nice. Mancini did really well in the Euros, and then I don't know why, to be
Bro,
honest,
Mancini, what a piece of
what
shit,
happened?
man. Let me tell.
Man, what happened after the Euros, right? No, but the problem is that there is there is a gap right now in the striking area
Mhm.
for Italy. Like Scamacca, Keane,
Yeah,
Raspadori. When you compare that with Harry Kane, with
yeah,
Mbappe, with
yeah,
like there's clearly something missing there. Our
yeah.
midfield is, I still think, decent, but Tonali's now gone. But
Out for
I
so long.
but in theory, a midfield of Tonali, Barella, and Locatelli is a good midfield. It has nothing wrong with that. If you're playing a 4-3-3, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that midfield.
Mm.
Um, so I don't think the problem's there. In goalie, we have options. We have Vicario at Tottenham, who I think should be
I
playing
like
instead
it.
of Donnarumma.
Absolutely agree.
But I mean, we have the raw material. Like it's there. We just need to use it.
Yeah.
No. In defense is where I think there's a bit of a problem as well, because in defense, a lot of teams that have Italian center backs play with three at the back, and
Mm.
Spalletti wants to play four. So you have Calvini, Bastoni, all these guys that they don't know what it means to play four at the back.
And four. Did you see the guy,
Napoli doesn't have it.
the
Napoli and
left
Milan don't have
wing?
any. So the left
Yeah,
wing,
exactly.
Udogi,
Bravo, lui. Luis, he's good.
he's good. He's good.
He's
He's very good.
very good. I
Um,
saw him playing. Really good.
he's good. I think Di Lorenzo on the right and Udogi on the
Mm.
left.
Di
That's
Lorenzo is
fine.
good, eh? Let me tell you, I watched him
Lorenzo's nice.
in Italy in playing for Italy, and also I watched. I think was against Verona. That was like having lunch, and was Verona Napoli, and I watched a little bit. It's interesting. I mean, it's a different style from Theo, for example, but
Mm.
it's solid. It's very good. It's what I hoped Calabria could be like. That's the idea. Instead, we're still having this a lot of issue. But
I I think he's just a very smart player, Di
oh,
Lorenzo. I think his main strength is knowing where to be on the field. You'll never see
mm,
him out of position. You'll sometimes the goal that we scored, if you look at the highlights,
mm,
Napoli Verona, our
sì.
first goal, look who's our number 9.
Who is it?
Raspadori crosses, Di Lorenzo is our number 9, and then it goes
Oh,
to the
really?
second. It goes to the second post to Politano for him to score. But
Ah,
but Di Lorenzo has the intelligence to know Osimhen today is not playing. Raspadori, if you have him in the middle, you're not gonna cross to Raspadori. So Napoli, what they did is they put Raspadori as the crosser, Kvara coming in making the run, and Di Lorenzo as the striker. And when we
mm,
lose possession, Di Lorenzo goes back to right back.
okay.
He's someone that has
Very
the
intelligent, isn't it?
intelligence to do that, to be in the right position, the
Mm,
stamina to do this. No, he's a very good player. But yeah, the problem with us right now is our center backs who don't know how to play with four, and our strikers who are we just don't have the quality there.
we will see. We will see, Dom. Look, I think I ask you all the question I want, more or less. You
Yeah,
are almost
I want to
free.
ask you. can I ask you one question?
Please, you can ask more than one.
Just the one, but I want you to imagine match day 32. Okay,
Okay.
6 games to go. How many
Okay.
teams are still fighting for the title with 6 games to go?
That's a brilliant question. Now there's gonna be. I'm afraid that there's gonna be only two, bro.
2?
Yes. I tell you what's my prediction. I think I want to be very honest. I don't trust in Juve. Juve, and I don't really trust her because I saw her playing against Milan. They won for one shot in the goal, one shot. But it doesn't convince me in a lot of things, and then I I don't know. It's gonna depend if Juve eventually will arrive, how they will arrive in February, how far are they from the top? Because I think whatever is gonna happen on Sunday, even if Milan lose against Napoli, Milan it's match day 10, and we faced Napoli, Inter, Juve, Roma, Lazio. Five.
Hmm.
Okay. So that means the other team there are more possible that we can win. So beside whatever is going to happen on Sunday, which I really wish that we're going to win because it's going to be a good boost morale. I think Milan overall after that is going to be pushing for some points. So
And the other
we're going to
teams are gonna lose points with each other.
exactly that's my. I don't think Roma and Lazio. Honestly, I don't think they are on the same level of Napoli, of Inter and Milan. I don't think so. Juve, I don't think it's a problem. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think there's gonna be. I don't know. I really want to Inter out of the fucking game, man, because I'm so fed up with them. I'm so fed up with them. I don't like anything about them. I don't like any player, any fan, any the colors. It's like it's just I can't really handle it, bro.
Oh, come on, 50% of the color you have to like.
50% of the color I have to like it. The
Uh,
other no.
no, I
Let me
I
reverse the
think
question.
uh,
What do you think?
I think Juventus is gonna be there.
Really?
I don't trust them in the opposite sense, in the sense that when Napoli was 15 points or 10 points ahead last year, I still had the, oh my God, Juventus is 10 points behind. Oh my God, Juventus is 10 points behind.
It's
Like
psychological, Dom.
for me, Juventus is a machine. They've never played good football, even when they won. But what they can do is that somehow they can win 10 games in a row. Somehow.
È
And yes,
colto
and
mio.
last year they finished second or third on the field, let's say.
Yeah, third or fourth.
So
Yeah.
so I don't know. I see them as a team that if they smell blood,
Mm.
Juventus can do well.
Also because
And
they don't have
so
any cup and so on.
no, and they have the psychological advantage over many. Like if it was a title fight between Napoli and Juventus,
Mm.
for example, um, Juventus would have the psychological advantage. We would be we would be more scared of them than they are of us. Um, as being
Mm.
like brutally honest, like we could be 10 points ahead, and I would be thinking, oh my God, Juventus are only 10 points behind. We need to win. Like
So
that's how
Juve
much
is the biggest
that's how
fear
much
is
I've
Juve.
been scarred in my life about Juventus, no? But
Sì, sì, sì,
with
sì.
other teams, I feel more like, oh, okay,
Doable.
we're,
Mm.
it's 50-50. If it's a straight race with Juventus,
Mm.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Like I almost know we're gonna lose a straight race with Juventus. So that's my That's my
Dom,
trauma. That's
Dom,
my
you need to
trauma.
believe. You need to believe, Dom.
No,
Believe,
I'm
Dom.
traumatized, man. 9 scudettos in a row in recent history, man. I'm traumatized.
Believe. The last
So,
time you won 5-1, they didn't see the color of the ball for 90 minutes. Come on.
but they didn't smell blood. They weren't smelling blood last year. This year they smell it, man. They're there. They're smelling blood. So let's see. Let's see.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I still don't trust them. Anyway, Dom, let me ask you this question, okay? Here. Okay, hang on.
Bella.
Hang on. Here. So I'm gonna show you 9, 10 pictures, and with a couple of words, you have to describe it to me, okay? I don't want to talk.
Okay.
Just one word, un aggettivo, two words maximum. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Let's go. Speciale. Special. Dios.
Dio.
Dios. Pallettone. La più bella, the most beautiful. Insigne bald.
Insigne bold. Okay.
Yes. Have you seen actually the thing where if you put hair on if you put Insigne's haircut on Guardiola, he looks like Insigne.
No way.
I have to send it to you, man. It's so funny.
Send it to me, man.
I have to send it to you.
What about this guy?
This one, arrogant. Very arrogant. He's a nightmare. He's a nightmare. He's too good. He's too good. Too good. Oh no, come on. This is blasphemy. This is
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
What about this?
This is the ugliest thing. This just so
Would
ugly.
you rather have this or this?
Of course I would take the pineapple. Of course. Of course I would take it, man. Come on.
Okay. Last one. Final result. Go.
2-0 for the home team.
Okay.
Believe.
All
right, what do you think?
Wow. There you go.
What do you think? Give me yours. Come on.
I don't think we're gonna lose, man. I don't think we're gonna lose because losing 3 match in a row. I don't think it's. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a one. It could be finish 1-2-0 for each team. Or a draw 1-1 classic, just 1-1.
Yeah.
But we will see. I mean,
Let's see.
It's gonna be a fun match, Dom.
Yes, man, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Fantastic. Look, Dom, do you want to say anything else, or can I invite everyone to check out Napoli Talk and subscribe to the channel of the legendary Dom that today gave us some times to talk, of course, about his beloved Napoli, and also gave us some very good, some different point of view on Milan situation. Of course, that is always welcome because always talking to Milanistas it's a thing, but when you hear it from a different point of view, it's even more interesting.
No, first I want to say thank you for having me on. It's I don't appear on many people's channels because I only want to be where I actually value the work that they do and their content, and I can get behind it. So first off, thank you because it's an honor to be on your channel.
Thanks, Dom.
I wanna say thank you to everybody that watched, and yeah, it's always nice to speak to people about an upcoming game and other Serie A teams every once in a while and share Napoli with you guys. So thank you for everything, man.
Thank you so much, Dom. And well, what can I say? Forza Milan, no?
Forza Napoli sempre.